Aloha, how's it? What did you do over the weekend? Our van conversion project is getting closer. We're actually on day 23, and I think we're just weeks away from being able to take it on the road and start vanning around Oahu. And maybe I'll even do a live stream from the van. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Um, Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers out there and families who celebrated. I had a blast with my family and friends, got a little bit of surfing in at one of my favorite spots. It was a beautiful day. Now it's time for Mondays with Mindy. It's a weekly show at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, where I talk about all things LinkedIn pipeline, promo, and profiles, what I call the 3 Ps of LinkedIn. Do you have questions about LinkedIn that you want answered? You can go ahead and leave them below this post, and I will answer them on future episodes of Mondays with Mindy. I've been getting a lot of feedback on ideas and what to talk about next, so I'm really excited about talking on topics that you care about and that matter to you and your burning questions. But let's get to today's topic. How do you attract your perfect prospects with your LinkedIn profile opener? So, getting the right people to pay attention to your LinkedIn profile seems easy enough on the surface, but why is it that everyone else seems to be getting all the leads? You're not, they are. And your LinkedIn profile seems to be getting only double-digit views, and you're not sure if they're even the people you want to do business with. Ever been on the end of a spammy connection invitation? We all have been. So you're doing all the things on LinkedIn, like posting and commenting, but something must be a little off. Could it be your LinkedIn profile opener? Good question, right? What do people see when they click on your LinkedIn profile and scroll to your About section? It's right below your name if you go to your profile and look there. They look at those first couple lines and make a determination. So there's a thought process that goes on behind the scenes. Should they click See More, or should they click off to somebody else's profile? It all depends on what they see right under About. Are they seeing a dreaded sales pitch? How about a very dry and boring executive summary from your resume? Maybe it's a description extracted from your company homepage. I've seen that too. Or what about a couple lines about how you're the next big thing that nobody knows about yet? I've seen it all, and I'm guessing you have as well. You may not have stopped to think about why you click See More on someone's LinkedIn profile or why you instinctively click away, go somewhere else. There's a bit of psychology behind what's happening here, and it's up to you to figure out how to get people from a profile viewer to I want to connect with you. And that opener can make or break their next impression of you. Okay, so aloha for those who don't know me. If you're watching the replay, hello to you as well. My name is Mindy Rosser. I'm the founder of Mindy Rosser Marketing and my signature pipeline building LinkedIn for Business program for entrepreneurs. I help business leaders and experts like you rapidly fill your pipeline so you can grow your business. In this live, we are going to talk about why not paying attention to your LinkedIn profile opener is causing potential perfect prospects to click off to a competitor's LinkedIn profile, and how you can keep their attention for good by crafting a very clever two-liner for your About section. Okay? A mistake I see a number of people make is only focusing on creating a LinkedIn profile headline that gets people to view their profile. We've all seen this. They make an assumption that the headline is enough to pique interest and get people to accept or send them a connection invitation on LinkedIn. But is it enough? I don't think so. So I do think the headline is one of the most important parts of your LinkedIn profile. Why? Because it cracks open the door ever so slightly and teases the idea of who you are. But the problem is you cannot stop there. If someone loves your headline and they click to your profile, they're likely expecting you to deliver on the promise of that headline. So what do they want to see? A great looking profile that will help them instantly decide if they want to get to know you, like you, and trust you. So you cannot stop at a great headline. You've got to move them past that first impression and transition them to reading a great opener in your About section. So as you can see on my screen, if your LinkedIn headline is the first impression, then the About section opener is the second. You've gotten them this far, and it's up to you to give them something worth reading. They want to see more, give them something to read. So your About section is critical to the success of your LinkedIn efforts. If you're doing anything related to sales and marketing, outbound sales, inbound prospecting, you're like many of my students and clients. They're using LinkedIn for business, and their profile is the foundation of everything they do on LinkedIn. So any new connection, potential prospect, influencer, business collaborator, they're going to check out your profile first. If their expectations are met when they land on your profile, they'll be more open to taking the communication with you further. So that would look like sending you an email, a connection invitation, a LinkedIn message, liking one of your posts. If not, you've lost them already. Okay, so you had a chance and you lost it. So treat your About section opener with the care it deserves. It doesn't take that much time. It's not something you have to continually maintain. And this, something that people don't think about, this is the place to make a point. So you get to share your unique perspective, you get to ask a question, you get to get people curious, and who doesn't like to be teased just a little now and then? And the opening lines are meant to spark curiosity in those you want to attract and immediately repel those who are not a fit. So you want to be a little polarizing in this section. Going for lukewarm in this section is a really, really bad idea. And this is something I see a lot of people do, is they just want to be kind of milquetoasty, and it's really boring, okay? So make it exciting, make it interesting. Even if you repel some people, you're going to attract the right people. It's all about making a statement about who you are, what you stand for, the questions and problems you're helping solve, and why they should want to get to know you better. When you deliver on that, you'll start attracting the right people without having to work harder than the time it takes to craft that two-liner opening to the section. So what should you actually put in this section? That's what we want to get into, right? I'm glad you asked. All right, so how many characters do you actually have to put in this section? You have 330 characters on desktop, and you have fewer on mobile to get people's attention. So think about, where are people interacting with you? If they're on mobile, you don't have that many characters. So you really have to make that first sentence pop. If they're likely to be on a desktop, then you do have a little bit more space to get their attention and to get them to click see more. Okay? Remember, these first few sentences are critical to engaging them. So let's talk about what an irresistible opener to your LinkedIn About section looks like. First, think about your prospects' pain points and what questions they're struggling to answer. You need to know what your audience wants and needs from you. You want your people, so your potential super fans, to say, wow, they know exactly what I'm struggling with. I wonder if they have a good solution. That's what you're going for in this section. You want them to have that playing in the back of their mind as they're reading your About opener. Now, you may not craft the perfect opener straight away, but the more that you ask questions and have conversations, paying attention, listening, and understanding your perfect prospects, you can easily improve your About opener over time. So don't be discouraged if it doesn't feel perfect at the start. Choose something and then come back to it later. So you have to start somewhere. So what do your super fans and your perfect prospects find absolutely overwhelming or challenging? And you know that your paid program, your book, your product, or service could really help them. Do they have issues with mindset and want inspiration? Is it a technology problem that one of your processes could solve? Are they looking for a framework to tackle a business problem? That's all background information to get your creative juices flowing here. So think about that, pause, maybe take some notes. Think about, what are they really looking for? Tap into their desires. What do they want? And now we're going to talk about 3 different types of openers that you can create. And I'll give you some examples here to get you going. So the first one is ask a compelling question. What are the questions they are asking themselves? What's top of mind for them? What's trending in the industry? Is there some pesky problem that none of your competitors can solve, but you can because you're awesome? Have you written a book on a topic with a unique spin? Here's an example that I'm going to share with you of a good, compelling question. This is from a sales technology CEO. So I'll read it. Why is it so hard to help salespeople sell better? We're investing billions a year in training, coaching, and technology. And what do sales teams have to show for it? Not much. All right, so notice that it's really simple. He basically calls out the poor performance of the sales industry, and you're expecting to read his solution to what he's doing to solve this problem. It's a good opener because he actually does provide a really good solution if you read on in his profile. Okay, so that's the first one. It's the question. So think about a question that you can ask or that's top of mind for other people, or a question they haven't even thought to ask themselves, and start there. I love the question opener. It's a simple one for most people to think about because they think, oh, what's the one big question I'm trying to solve? Oh, okay, I know what that is. All right, so here's another example. This I call the make a profound statement. And it doesn't have to be completely profound, but it needs to get across what you're all about. So what's your motto? How do you see your area of expertise? How are you different? What statement will get people to resonate with you because it really speaks to them? So they feel like you just get them somehow. I'm going to give you an example of a profound statement from yours truly. And you can make your decision on whether this is actually profound. But it is, let's start having great conversations with the people who matter. That's why we're here, right? Okay, so you can see it kind of ends with a little bit of a question, but this resonates with my target audience because I immediately disarm them by saying, I'm not here just to sell you something you don't want or need. I'm here to have conversations. Let's chat business. Okay, so a lot of people in my industry lead with something very salesy or how awesome they are, but I don't want people to get that vibe from me. I am not that salesy person out there. I don't want to sell anyone anything that they don't want or that they don't need. I'm only the right fit for a very small number of people, and that's my tribe. So is it a wonder that I spend a lot of time in my LinkedIn DMs? Not at all, because you can see right in this opener, I'm inviting people to have a conversation and I'm looking for synergy. They can feel that just by reading that one sentence. At the least, I want people to be happy we cross paths, even if we never cross paths again. Okay, so that's the vibe that I'm going for on my own profile. All right, so let's look at a third one. For those of you who are really good with words and you like to tell stories, this one might be for you. Start telling a story. This one is especially useful if you're a writer, maybe you have a book, you like telling a good story, you're that person that tells a funny joke at an event. I'm not that person. So think about an opening line from a story you've told in a webinar, in a presentation, in a keynote. Is there a line or two or three that captured the attention of the audience, that really got people emotionally charged or laughing, pulled some type of emotion from your audience or your readers? How can you use that opener here on your LinkedIn profile? Okay, so think about that. There might have been something you're like, oh, that's a really good story, and I bet that would pull people in. So here's an example from an author, creative, and keynote speaker, Chris Edwards, also one of my LinkedIn rebooters. He's amazing, by the way. And he's got like the best opener I've ever seen. It's, hi, I'm Chris Edwards, creative leader, storyteller, and guy who stuck you with the earworm. Give me back that fillet of fish. Give me that fish. I'm not going to sing. My apologies. So you almost have to laugh out loud when you read his, because most of you probably know exactly what he's talking about here when he's referring to the give me that fish. Even if you're not a creative or looking to hire a creative, you're curious to read more. Got your curiosity piqued. He sounds like an interesting guy. He's a storyteller by nature, and there's no better way to open his section than with a little jingle. Okay, so this is not that hard, right? It's only a few lines. All you need to do is get a little creative and think about what would get you or your perfect prospects to click see more. If you were coming to your profile and you wanted to see something there that talked about just what you did, what you stand for, who you are, what would get you to click see more? I know a lot of you are asking, what about the remaining 2,270 characters we have left to worry about in this section? Well, I've got you covered there too. So if you want to go deeper with optimizing your LinkedIn profile before you start growing your network or tackling other sections on your LinkedIn sales and marketing program, I actually do have a 3-part training that you can check out. It'll take this a little bit further than what we talked about today. It is called How to Reboot Your LinkedIn Profile to Grow Your Online Business. Even if you're not trying to grow a business, it's still really helpful if you are trying to rework your profile. It has a ton of templates, examples, step-by-step approaches to fixing your headline, what to do with your about section. I touched on a little bit of that today, but I also touch on the call to action in the training, which is really cool. And then how to make your experience sections shine. So you can check that out. It's mindyrosser.com/LinkedIn reboot. Take you right there, instant access. You can watch all 3 videos on demand. And I'm excited about next week. We are going to be talking about a very juicy topic, which is 3 proven LinkedIn connection invitation templates that actually lead to business conversations. Okay, so that one I want you to think about because everybody's looking for a magical connection invitation to send people that's going to get people to say yes. And I have tested a lot of connection invitations for myself, for clients, and have come across some formulas that work like a charm and don't lose that human element, okay? So feel free to leave questions or comments below, and my inbox is always open if you want to message me directly. I am really stoked to talk with you next week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will chat soon. Bye for now.